Is this a good angle? I don't know. Hey everyone, it's Darian. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a May reset video, but with a twist. I don't know about you, but I love a good monthly reset video. They are like my kryptonite on YouTube. I just, at the beginning of the month, get sucked into plan with me's and monthly reset videos, and I've always wanted to test out making one, but because the content on this channel is geared towards writing, they're mowing. This is a bad day to film a YouTube video, but I look cute today, dang it. And I feel cute. Let me film my video. So anyways, because the content on my channel is geared towards writing and becoming an author, I really wanted to try and figure out a way to do a monthly reset video, but geared towards writers, the writing community, and anyone who's like an aspiring author. I know Sarah Cannon is doing like a writer reset series on her channel right now, which kind of sparked the idea for me to kind of combine these two things, like the monthly reset video and the reset routine. So definitely check out her series if you haven't yet. Really great information if you are feeling a little burnt out with your writing. Another reason I thought that May was the perfect time to try a video like this is because we just came off of Camp NaNoWriMo, which, if you don't know, NaNoWriMo is a a writing challenge where you try to write a book in a month, and it usually happens in November, which is National Novel Writing Month, and there are like offshoots of it throughout the rest of the year called Camp NaNoWriMo. So that happens in April and July. So we just had April's, and I don't know about you, but I'm feeling a little bit burnt out from Camp Nano. So I figured a reset routine was definitely necessary. So the first thing I want to do is kind of chat about May, what's going on in my life that we need to be aware of if we're going to do planning, if we're going to be planning our writing, basically. If you don't know, I am a mom of two. I have a 4-year-old, and my daughter is actually turning 2 on May 7th. So my hands are very full when the kids are home. They go to daycare, thankfully, but they go to daycare because I also work full-time as a social media manager. I do get to work from home, which gives me a little bit more flexibility than like a typical job, but still. Now that you know that about me, let's see what's on my calendar for the month of May. May is actually a very exciting month for our family. We call it our busy season because it kind of kicks off in April with my son's birthday. My son's birthday is usually around the same time as Easter. So that kind of kicks off our busy month because we have my birthday also in April, which was at the end of the month. You can check out my weekly week in my life video that I did, my birthday week, if you want. And so, yeah, it just kind of ramps up from there in May. So, like I said, the 7th, we have my daughter's birthday. So she's going to be turning 2. Thankfully, we don't do any type of like parties yet for the kids, just because of the pandemic. We never really made that a thing. So we kind of do like a family staycation for their birthdays. So I've already booked the hotel that we're staying at. So that's exciting. I just need to run some errands to get ready for that and get ready for her birthday. So that is coming up very quickly, which will probably take away any writing time that I would have in the evenings. So if you don't know, typically I try to write in the mornings, between dropping the kiddos off at daycare and when I start work. But sometimes I like to write in the evenings when I get off work, before I go pick the kiddos up. And I've been trying to write at least once a week at the local brewery, just to like hang out and be part of the community. And I usually do it on Wednesdays. I call it like my writing retreat. So I'm gonna try to prioritize those every Wednesday this month. I've kind of been bad about them lately, but I know this week getting ready for Marlo's birthday might be a little hectic. So we have Marlo's birthday, back on track here. And then we have the following weekend, my mom is coming to visit, so I'm very excited. It'll be her first time coming to visit us in Kansas. It is also Military Spouse Appreciation Day on Friday, May 12th, which if you didn't know, I'm a military spouse. So I don't know if we're going to do anything fun for that, but I might look into any community events going on. That weekend is also Mother's Day, and we are doing a really exciting picnic at one of the local wineries. It's the local winery. I don't know if there's more than one here where we live. So the first two weekends in May are pretty jam-packed with things going on. So next week I will have to also get ready for my mom to come visit, which means we have to do some cleaning, and I know that we also need to get stuff ready for her to stay with us. So the guest room needs to be ready and the bathroom upstairs needs to be ready. So lots of household things definitely happening the second week of the month. And then the final weekend of the month is Memorial Day. And we don't have any big plans for Memorial Day weekend, but that's usually a 4-day weekend for military. So we might potentially do something. Right now, it's not on our radar. I would love to schedule a writing retreat, but I really don't think that's going to happen until the end of the summer because things with work are just like really crazy right now. And I work with a team full of military spouses who have a lot of moves coming up. So I might not be able to take some time off for a while. And then the first weekend in June, my mother-in-law is actually coming to stay with us. So May is looking to be a very busy month. I also forgot the most important part of the end of May, which is my husband and I will be celebrating our 5-year wedding anniversary. So that is a very exciting. We have no plans because military life. So I will keep that open in case we do any type of planning of events for that. I tend to not write on the weekends now that I have daily writing time worked into my schedule during the week, but I like to find times during the weekend where I can write. Like if my daughter is napping and, you know, the kids are doing quiet time and we're not like out running around. So yeah. Basically, the next bit of this is I want to take a look at my writing timeline that I set up at the beginning of the year, just to kind of take a peek, see where we are. I know some things have shifted. This is what it looks like in my Notion if you haven't seen it before. So I know some things have shifted. For example, I did not rewrite my 2022 Camp NaNoWriMo novel, Project Spellrunner. I did not rewrite that in April. That was supposed to be my camp project, and I ended up working on my serialized fantasy novel instead. I have finished episode 2 of that. It took me the entire month of April to write, so I am technically not behind with that project because I wanted to have episode 2 done by the end of April, and it is. So this month I have some wiggle room, one could say, in my writing schedule. So today, the heater just kicked on. Hopefully that's not too annoying. I'm gonna go turn it off. I know that trying to figure out writing times and like writing timelines can be really overwhelming, but having like a sort of plan like this in place does really help me. So if you take nothing from this video, I highly suggest sitting down with your writing goals, even if you're only planning on working on one project this year, and writing them out or putting them in Notion or your Google Calendar and kind of seeing what your year looks like month to month, because it's been really helpful for me to visualize like when I need to be like really focusing on my writing. But May, we're coming off of Camp Nano, and it could be a really intense experience, and I definitely was challenged by my writing in April. None of my writing days were hard necessarily, but the content that I was writing was challenging in that I had to kind of write through it and then go back and edit through it. Because I didn't really plot that out. So for me, this means that in May, I'm really going to take the time, especially because of how jam-packed our calendar is, to rest and relax and work on recharging my creativity. So that looks like reading a lot. I haven't been reading a lot of physical books. I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks because it takes me 20 to 30 minutes to get my kids to daycare and back. So yeah, I listen to a lot of audiobooks, but I want to prioritize reading physical books this month because I haven't been picking up physical books, and I've been watching a lot of YouTube on my phone. I've found out about myself that I really don't like to read a lot when I'm drafting, and I'm trying to work on that. So I like to read. I want to focus on watching and consuming other types of stories and media. So watching, TV shows and things like that, not just sitting on YouTube. Another author tuber here, Kayla Kempers, just recently mentioned this in one of her videos, but she said that, yes, watching other writers on YouTube is motivational, but that isn't actually helping you generate new ideas. And maybe in some instances it does, but I definitely related to that. So I want to watch less YouTube this month and watch more, actual storytelling experiences that are going to help me generate ideas this month. And I also am just kind of like following the muse this month, I think. So for instance, this morning, it's May 1st when I'm filming this, this morning I went to my Starbucks date for my writing session, and rather than work on When We Were Legends, which is my serialized fantasy novel, I let myself outline a new idea. Well, it's not a new idea. It's not a new idea. I've talked about it before on this channel at the beginning of the year. It is one of the projects that I hope to draft this year, but it is my magical mystery objects romance. I don't know, I don't read a lot of romance, so it's a little intimidating, but the outline is super cute and I just love the vibes. And really, the vibes are right now very summery, very like cottage core. So if I could draft that this summer, that would just be like ideal. But I have a couple of other like shiny new ideas that I also may want to pursue. So I'm kind of just following the muse this month. And if it takes me to my serialized fantasy novel, so be it. I'm happy where that project is right now. It is over 10,000 words in the draft right now across 2 episodes. So I'm happy where that's at. I'm happy to let myself relax, recharge by following the muse when it comes to me. That sort of thing. Also, another way to recharge is just like get my body moving more. So I'm gonna try to take walks outside more now that the weather is getting nice. I've been really, really bad about going outside. And I usually wait until like Saturday and Sunday to do that. So I'm trying really hard to get outside more. And along with that, I'm also going to the gym 3 to 5 times a week. So just being mindful of taking care of my body, moving, all that fun stuff. So yeah, how am I going to track my writing goals for the month? I don't think I really am going to track my writing goals for the month. I think that that is another really great way to recoup from a big writing challenge, is to kind of, just let things go. So I'm not really going to be concerned with writing challenges or tracking word count or anything like that. I mentioned this in my last writing vlog, but I am kind of trying to adopt the Neil Gaiman idea or philosophy that you can write or do nothing when you're supposed to be writing. So, you know, this morning when I went to Starbucks, I really was like, okay, I can write or I can do nothing and like daydream. But that doesn't mean going on my phone or scrolling or anything like that. So I really want to kind of internalize that, work on that this month. I might also dabble in some like poetry, maybe do some like fun writing challenges, some fun writing prompts. Something else related to writing that I kind of want to prioritize for the month is really nailing down my writing routine and optimizing my writing routine. I spend so much time, like I mentioned, on YouTube videos. Like I get up before my kids get up in the morning and I just sit here and watch YouTube videos, and like I feel like I could be doing something else. Maybe something writing related, maybe reading, maybe doing yoga, I don't know. But look out for some fun routine videos. I also really want to try to be a better nighttime writer. I just really like shut down in the evenings. And so I'm not going to jump into trying to write past 7:30 at the end of the day right away. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to try to set a time limit. So before 8 o'clock, I'm going to say that I can't get in bed and be on YouTube. I have to like do something else. So like last night, my husband and I played Overwatch in the living room, taking turns back and forth, which is something we used to do when we were dating, and it was a lot of fun and super cute. So just little things like that to kind of like retrain my brain to not want to go to bed at 7:30 will be super beneficial. And then maybe next month we can try tackling the 7:30 p.m. Writers Club, as I'm calling it. My other goals this year is to kind of explore hobbies. As my husband likes to point out, I don't really have a hobby. I mean, you could say reading is a hobby, you could say writing is a hobby, but those are things that I don't want to be hobbies. You know, like eventually I would like to be a writer, an author. So I'm really going to try and explore hobbies this month as a way of refreshing my creativity. I have some coloring books that I'm excited to use, and yeah, I don't know, if you have hobby ideas, let me know. Yeah, basically for May, I just want my writing to be fun, and I want to focus on recharging my creative battery because I've been doing a lot of drafting this year, and while I think it's important to constantly be writing, it's also important to recharge and rest. Next up, let's talk about reading. Reading is a huge part of being a writer. I really find that the more I read, the better my writing gets. And so I really like to read like a writer and approach reading, you know, all the books that I read from a writer's perspective. So I read 6 books in May. I will put them all on the screen here. My favorite book this month was The Queen of Blood. It was amazing. I'm a little nervous to continue this. I'm a little nervous to continue the series because I've heard that it's kind of a letdown, but the book itself was just so atmospheric, and I can only describe it as Studio Ghibli meets Attack on Titan, and now I only want to watch those 2 things. So yeah, that was a 10 out of 10 read for me. I hope to read 8 books this month. I'm trying to read 100 books this year, which has been way easier to do now that I've gotten into audiobooks. So I'm trying to read 8 books this year. Honorable mentions as far as books go were, man, The Queen of Blood really is the one that stood out to me the most. Okay, I don't think I have any. All right, I wanted to close out this video by talking about my monthly favorites. This feels very like old school YouTube, and I love it. I'm gonna be honest, I don't have a lot of favorites to share with you, but one of the standout favorites for the month of April is definitely my iPad. I know this is like super extra. You do not need an iPad to be a good writer, but the amount of help that this has given me, just having this, I constantly find myself looking for excuses to be on it. And yeah, it's been so helpful. The Freeform app, which is a free app from Apple, is also amazing. It's a giant whiteboard. I've been using it for so much brainstorming, and I don't have to carry around notebooks and a pen, and I feel like I'm constantly losing my pens and constantly searching for my pens. So I really love having this iPad. I also got this keyboard to go with it. I'll put a clip in. This keyboard to go with it, and I've been sitting out here. This is my writing desk, which is also one of my favorites. I cannot recommend enough having like multiple places within your house that you feel creative. So I work from home, I have an office, but in my office I feel like I'm in work mode and I'm stuck in work mode, and all I think about is work when I'm up there. I don't go up there on the weekends. You know, I really like separating my writing space from that workspace, which is why I like having this space or going to Starbucks. So yeah, I really love having this space. It's so cute. I will insert a clip of how it's all coming together. It's not quite done yet, but I just really, really love it. And I feel so inspired. I mean, look at the sunlight in this room. Like, it always feels cozy in here. So yeah, make yourself a little space, whether that's just like you have a lap desk or like a tray that you can write in bed with, because that's where you feel your most creative self. I highly recommend that. You do not need to spend a bunch of money. I got this on Facebook Marketplace for $50. And the chair was $25. So, you know, and all of the stuff you see up on top, are things that I already had around the house. Yeah. I will hopefully be able to, you know, come better prepared. I kind of did this video on a whim, so I will be more prepared with monthly favorites for you next month. And I will hopefully be able to get these kind of videos up a little bit sooner. So if you love this video, please let me know if there's something that you would like to see as part of these writing monthly reset type of videos, because I would love all the suggestions. I really like this idea for a content type. I tried to do a recap video at the beginning of the year and I just really didn't like it. But the resets I really, really like. So what do you want to see in these videos? Let me know in the comments down below. I will be taking all recommendations into consideration. All right, that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and stick around for more writing related videos. Happy writing, guys.